Right then, fishing buddies, I've been constructing something. What I do is, obviously I do underwater footage, and I realise that this battery on here only lasts 40 minutes, plus I want to be able to see what fish are there. So instead of spending all this money, 300 or 400 quid on these special cameras you can buy, I've run a cable from there that'll run down to a pack charging point. This is Cur Wax that runs to my phone, and you can see me. Look, the camera's over there in water. Hang on. Look at this. Do 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 do. Keep watching to see how I made it. So then, fishing buddies, I want to start by apologising the audio for this video. Don't know why, but it didn't want to work. So moving on to the camera. The problem I've been facing in the past is the camera only records for 45 minutes. So I've come up with a few ideas. You can see that this is the original static camera that I made before. It's made out of a toilet roll holder. What I used to do was connect the camera and just throw it in for roughly 45 minutes. The problem I had was, if there's anything in front of the camera, I'd never see it until I got back and obviously got onto the laptop to download the footage. So I was faced with two problems: how to make the camera record for longer, and also how to be able to see what's under the water while the camera was in the water. So what I'm going to do is show you step by step how I tackled these problems. If you've been watching my channel, you'll see that I've done the stick float camera and I've done the camera at the end of the landing net pole. I'll leave a link in the description below to them videos. The first thing I wanted to do was get the camera to record for about 6 hours. This was made possible by using a power bank. So it was time to work out where to drill the waterproof housing case. So by getting the camera and putting it into the case, you could see exactly where the holes needed to be. Bear in mind, this is the only case I had, so it had to be exactly right. So here goes nothing. It's do or die. So I started off with a really small drill bit. Just put a few holes in and then put the camera in to make sure it was all in line. Perfect. By using a bigger drill bit to make the holes bigger, I then realised the cable needed to go in a bit further. So the camera's in and everything's in line. It was now time to plug it into the power bank and make sure that everything was still working correctly. Waterproof housing case isn't waterproof anymore, so it's time to waterproof the housing case. So I chose to get some e-metal, which can be bought at your local car spares, roughly about £8 to buy, but you could have used some 2-part epoxy also. So mixing up the e-metal, you want 2 quantities exactly the same. Using an old screwdriver or a kitchen knife, I mixed both parts together. I pushed the e-metal into all the gaps to make it a watertight seal. Once I was happy that all the holes were filled, I left the e-metal to set and harden. I realised that the cable I had wasn't going to be long enough, so I used one of these. It's a USB male and female. This could be connected both the cables to make the length of the cable a lot longer. You can buy these from places like B&M and places like that. Firstly, connect your end to the power bank charger. Does anybody else ever have that problem? It never goes in the first time. Now it was all connected up, I made sure it was all working once again before going any further. The next step, you're going to use some of these heat shrink tubes. These connect over your cable, and what you do is get a lighter and then heat it up, and what it does, it stops the water from getting into your cables. These provide a watertight seal. Push your cable through the tubes, then reconnect the cables together. Using a lighter, warm up the tubes, making sure you don't get it too hot and damage the cables underneath. The shrink tubes should shrink to the same size of the cable underneath. Plugging the cable into my laptop, I made sure that the laptop was still finding the device, and there you go, it's finding the device. This was some of the underwater footage that I already had on the SD card from before. It was now time to test the camera and make sure it was waterproof. I checked the water to make sure there's any bubbles, and that would show me that there was an air pocket, which would mean it's not watertight. So now that's sorted, it's time to sort out how we're going to get the picture onto this phone. I first went into the Play Store on my phone and downloaded an Action Cam app onto my phone. The one I used was EZ Cam, but there's plenty to choose from in the App Store. So I'm going to turn the camera on. Press the bottom button, and that should then ask for Wi-Fi connection. So on the app, connect to Wi-Fi. It's there, the top one. Just press that. And as I move this camera out, just press a second. No. Turn the camera sideways. As I move that camera, you can see whatever that camera's looking at. The only problem is once you put this in the water, you will lose that connection, so I'm going to show you how to stop that from happening. So we've got some Cur Wax cable, and what I'm going to do is just take off, sorry about that, I've got paint on my fingers. What I'm going to do is just take some of the sheathing off. I'll show you in 1 second. So I've stripped that back, and that's now going to be connected around the camera, underneath the camera. And I'm going to wrap it underneath to there, and I'm going to glue it on. So while that's quickly drying, get your other end and strip back to about there, and this will be connected to the mobile phone. So now the camera's in the sink under the water, obviously the cable, I've got a long cable what I need. If you look on the camera, that's in the sink. So what I'm going to do now is put it in the fish tank and try it. The camera is in the tank, obviously that other wire that run up to your charger port that you're going to charge. Like I said, I've been having problems with that. You can see me, this is my phone. And you can see me walking about. So it works. And I've just literally glued the back of the phone, the cable to the back of the phone what I stripped. So that's it. So now we're sorted out. I can do about 5-6 hours recording. I can put it in, I can see where the fish are, and solved a few problems. So work's still in progress. I've made this to put the battery pack in. It's a couple of tie wraps, drill a hole and just literally clamped it on. I'm not going to open it up at minutes, paint's still wet, but the battery pack's in there now, so that's all watertight. That's the flag, which will be pointing to where the camera is pointing. I'm going to adjust this and just set it, and then put a drill straight through there and bolt it. I'll do a couple of different 2 holes so you can set it at different heights. So yeah, it's getting there now. So what I'm going to do now is get these cables and just tie wrap them so it's neat on that. So that's the tie wrap done. paint on fingers. That's tarps done. So that's everything. Have some clean up. Definitely going to clean up. So the rest of this wire will be ravelled onto that, and that will sit on top of there for transporting. And I'm going to make something for this to fit in, probably here, so it's all sorted. So what I actually did, we used some of these to tie it up. That's on a cable. Mobile phone's in there. Lights are on. I've got these lights on. And everything I need is in there. So the next thing to do is take it out and go and get some footage. So if you like this little video that I've put together, obviously I've been having problems with underwater cameras and stuff. You put it out and obviously the bottom stirs up, or you're waiting for fish to come up, or you spook fish, you've got to wait for them to come back, and 45 minutes is just not long enough. We've been out and got a Wolf 2 camera as well, so we're going to show you some footage from that. But these are some other ideas that I've been having, and how to do stuff. We can clearly see underwater. Within Wolf cameras you cannot see what fish are there until you get back. That I can see what fish are there, when they're feeding, are they feeding, what bottom's like. It's a brilliant idea. And with this, what I've done, I can set it at all different depths. So can't wait to get some good footage and share it with you lot. If you're not already a part of the Facebook group, please check us out. I will leave a link in the description below. Plus I'll leave a link in the description below to all the other Facebook groups that we're in. And don't forget, it is the free prize draw this week. So the last video what we put up, what tactic was I doing and what did I teach you, that, just put an answer to that in the comment section below, and you'll be entered to the free prize draw for the £30 Anglers Direct voucher, or the cash, or however you want it. So till next time all, take care and tight lines. Whoa, 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 are you leaving so soon? Don't forget, get yourself a brew and check out one of our other videos. Take care all.